Brigham Young University, home of the 2024 MCLA National Champions. I spent the day with a few players to see what it's like to be a BYU Lacrosse player.
Comes on three. 1, 2, 3.
My name's Alton Taylor. I'm a senior midfielder here at BYU, and we're starting the 2025 lacrosse season.
I'm Gavin Taylor. I'm a junior. I'm a tackman here at BYU, and yeah, coming off the national championship, super excited to get back at it.
We're both from American Fork, Utah. We're brothers, 13 months apart, so we've been doing this for a while, playing lacrosse together for like 12, 13 years. Sweet, let's do it. We got the Y in the background. Fun fact, every fall when you make the team, you gotta run the Y. You gotta get up there in 18 minutes. And so usually it's a full sprint, not much walking being done, but it's like our rite of passage on the team. Over here, we got like a nice student life center. So Wilkinson Center, we got restaurants in there. A lot of the guys have swipe cards, so they'll go in there, get food. Over here, this is the Harold B. Lee Library. It's where a lot of the studying's done. The lacrosse team owns the 4th floor, so it's super fun, but this is just kind of like the epicenter of campus.
We're here in the Wilkinson Student Center right now. This is kind of where a lot of the Cougs come to hang out and especially eat food. We don't go off campus much in between classes, so we'll come get some Chick-fil-A, get some Taco Bell, Subway, whatever. And then we also have a BYU store right over on the other side of the Wilkinson Center. This is just kind of another place where we like to hang out as a team, and we really bond close together here in the study group and everything like that, but we love it here.
So this is our BYU store, open like all the time during football season. It's going crazy. There's always some sport going on campus, so people come here, get all their gear, go out and support the Cougs. And it's also just kind of a fun spot to hang out, meet your buddies. We got like books upstairs where we rent all our books. Downstairs we got a bunch of stuff, and we got like snack bars over here. We got like a treat station, so we have some awesome treats, chocolates, stuff like that. So it's just an awesome student life center, super fun to hang out at. We watch film and everything in a building right across the street, so that's pretty nice. So we get a lot of access to all the facilities here at BYU. And then we'll go straight into the office, and we're getting some new gear for our travel. We're going to Washington and Oregon this week. Got your stuff. So we're getting our travel gear today. We got a senior midfielder here, Andrew Friedman.
Go Cougs, they're getting us right.
Yep, you ready to get your gear?
I'm ready.
Big game this week. What we got? Show them.
You got a little, got the travel tags, you got the long sleeve, hooded long sleeve.
There we go.
With the, what do we got here?
Hey, who's next?
Nice, comfy, short sleeve.
Short sleeve, there we go.
Baby, go.
Travel gear. So we'll usually get a couple t-shirts. We get full sweat gear, jerseys. You get bags for all the new freshmen. Show them your bag. Show them your bag.
You want XLs?
XL, yes, coach.
Okay.
Freshman getting his bag,
XL. Thank you.
getting initiated. Let's see, what else we got? We got some lids that we've used in the past year. So national championship lid from our championship last year. This is our championship from 2021. So we just got, you know, some memorabilia items that coach will get around to hanging up eventually. Our office is really nice. Guys will come in here. I like to just come in here a couple days throughout the week. And it's just a nice little meeting room. You get to work and do meetings and stuff like that. So player meetings, coaches, one-on-one, stuff like that. So we got a couple.
I saw it.
It's our national championship trophy. On this side, we got all the coaches, administration. Here we have our record, 19-0. Defense only allowed what? Less than 7 goals a game? So offense was averaging like 17, 18. Then we got all the players' names here. So nice little piece. That's always fun to have around. And then we have our traveling conference championship trophy.
Looks like you had larges, right?
So we're part of the RMLC, like 14-time conference champs, 6-time national champs.
Oh, yeah.
It's usually between us and Colorado State, and we usually always beat them, so it's usually just us. But pretty sweet. So that's always fun to have around the office.
Alton, did you get your tag?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. You wanted XLs, right?
Yes.
It says. Okay. So grab an XL right there. Right. Okay. You already have everything else, right?
Yep.
Helmets
Yep.
and bags
Yep.
and stuff. You're good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Looking back at last year, when did you realize how special that team was and what they were capable of?
Yeah, I'd say definitely in the preseason. The way the MCLA works, there's probably not a lot of homework that's done on rankings and things like that, especially preseason. So there's kind of this idea that however things ended the year before, that's kind of how things are going to start. So we started out a little bit lower in the rankings, which was okay. We knew that we'd have to earn some things. And so, but really early on in the preseason, we were doing really well against preseason competition. And that was a great barometer of I think what we could do as a team. And then it was just like they started piling on one at a time. And I think after we got done with our Florida trip, we'd played University of Florida and Liberty and won those games. Wasn't the easiest of road trips to make, but we had a lot of success while we were there. And I think at that point in time, that's when we started to see that things were starting to click for us. And I think at that point, I felt like we were definitely going to make a run. I didn't know that we'd necessarily be undefeated, but that was always in the back of my mind and a hope, but something that we didn't really focus on. We just kind of focused on the next game at a time.
What's the biggest misconception about club lacrosse?
I think the biggest misconception about club lacrosse is that there's a huge difference between MCLA lacrosse and a lot of other club leagues that are out there. This is not your typical men's league. It's not a beer league, and it's a league where most of the teams in the MCLA are taking it pretty serious, and so that raises the level of competition, which is fantastic. You see teams recruiting, you see guys transferring from other programs to come and play in the MCLA because they know that it's a high level of lacrosse and it's a great experience for the guys. I think the other misconception is that there are tremendous variables in the MCLA in regards to how programs are set up, how they're run, and even though there's definitely a group of teams that are really trying to take it to a high level of lacrosse, we also recognize that not every team has the same support from their universities and the same support from their communities, and so their experience might be a little bit different. So we're pretty excited about how this kind of support that we get here at BYU, and really are pretty happy about having that opportunity to be in the MCLA.
What separates BYU from other programs?
I think tradition is definitely one of them. We're not the only team that's been around for a long time. This is our 57th year as a program. Those 57 years, the program has looked obviously very, very different over the years. Who we are today and what it looks like today is different than it was 5 years ago, different from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, et cetera. And so we've continued to evolve as an organization and as a team. And so I think some of the things that separate us is that we have a lot of consistency, great dedication, great support from our university and the community at large in regards to supporting the program. And I think that, one of the things that has been really, really great about BYU Lacrosse is that we've consistently been in the hunt for championships every single year. So whether that's conference championships or national championships, that's kind of the end goal for us every single year. And we've been fortunate enough to play at a level that has allowed us to be in that conversation on a yearly basis. And our hope is that we just continue to do that.
We're just gonna run you through our quick gear bag. BYU, we're sponsored by Warrior, so all of our gear is outfitted by Warrior. So we get the shafts, the heads, the mesh, from Jim Lax, but all the gear that we use on the field is Warrior. This is our alternate helmet this year. Is the Burn X. These are our first years having these ones. Last year we had the Cascade XRSs, but love these ones. The blue looks really good, and it's gonna look really sweet on our jersey combos this year. Just the wide decals on the side, numbers on the back with the American flag, just nice and simple. That's our alternate helmet. Our main helmet is the white Burn. This one's a little beat up. We've had this for about 2 years now. Just kind of a couple stickers we had from last year. Team 56 was the team last year, 200 wins. Our weightlifting sticker, MCLA Nationals from the year prior. We have our home states and then the American flag. Love this helmet. It's definitely looking a lot worse than the other, but the Warrior products are super awesome for us. These are our gloves this year, regular Warrior gloves, Cougars on the cuff. We get new gloves every year, new elbows every year. They work really well for us. We love Warrior. They really keep us stocked. They do really well. And then just team issued cleats. We get Nike. We have a team store that is kind of outfitted from Nike that we get various types of cleats that we can choose from the Vapors to kind of anything we really want. And then these are the chest pads and the penny from, these are my chest pads from last year, just STX ones. Getting new Warrior ones this year, kind of basic. And then our new practice pennies that we're rocking this year. So just a nice Sailor Coug Lacrosse on the front, 8 on the back's my number, just Nike pennies, super basic. But yeah, we're really well taken care of here at BYU and we love it. So this year, rocking a new Warrior stick. I'm rocking a Crypto Pro shaft on a Evo QXO head. What I really like about this head is how it's set a little wider for me. I'm a lot bigger on not having as much hold so I can be a little crisper on my passes. And that's what kind of this higher pocket setup kind of does for me. One of our coaches kind of hooks it up. Granted, I'm not much of a stringer, so I just kind of give it to him and let him work his magic. I've had this for about like a week now and it's honestly perfect. So this is the weight room we really come into. We come in here every Tuesdays and Thursdays in the morning. What I love about this is we come here, work out as a team. We each get a partner or two, and we kind of take a rack. And our coach, Coach Terrell, he kind of sets us up with a workout, and we really just trying to come in here and get better. This is one of the main focuses of the team, is the kind of culture we build, and it kind of starts here in the weight room. We push each other, we challenge each other, we do competitions all the time, kind of to see who's the stronger one, stuff like that all the time. But mainly just to come in here to get better. This helps us tremendously out in the field, and BYU really provides us with an opportunity to kind of come closer as a team and just get better as athletes.
What's one thing about BYU Lacrosse that most people might not know?
I'd probably say we kind of talk about this a lot here on the team, is how seriously we take it. Our coach, he kind of takes pride, Coach Schnick, he takes pride in running it like a D1 sanctioned program. You know, with the practices, the lifts, the early morning responsibilities, the trips, everything it's tight-knit, and we really do try to kind of foster a culture of a winning program on top of just doing the most we can with the resources we have.
What are some things people don't understand about club lacrosse?
I think club lacrosse is just like overlooked in general. I think it's more, people more think of it as a hobby. I'd say in comparison to the varsity level, it's definitely held in higher regards. The varsity level is held in higher regards, but the thing with club lacrosse is it's massive. Tons of schools, tons of players who still want to go to good schools and play at high level lacrosse. That's kind of what the MCLA offers. It's something that I personally love. It's something that I know my teammates love. We get a great education, we play for a fantastic program, and we play other fantastic programs. So I just think the MCLA and club lacrosse in general is definitely overlooked more than it should be. It's definitely the future, I'd say.
How would you compare MCLA talent to D1 talent on the field?
I'll give D1 talent their flowers. There's some studs. I don't think most MCLA teams could really hang with the Notre Dames, the Virginias, things like that. Those boys really can ball. But at the end of the day, we've got D1 talent from Utah on our team. I know there's guys who transfer from Georgetown, Florida. Like, there are D1 caliber guys on MCLA squads, and those kinds of squads can really hang. Something we do every year, we scrimmage Westminster, NCAA D2, we play NCAA D3 teams, and if we're not giving them a run for their money, we're beating them. And that's just kind of the mentality we take here at BYU. Like, yeah, we might be club, but we're going to take it to every single person we play, every single team we play, and we do year in and year out. So yeah, the varsity, the sanction, the NCAA D1 squads, they've definitely earned the right to kind of distance themselves from the club, but at the end of the day, the club guys work just as hard, if not harder.
What was it like winning it all last year?
Probably the best lacrosse experience I've ever had in my life. Just going from the start of that season, it all started in the fall with just a few scrimmages we had. We really came together. It wasn't really looking that great in the fall, I'll admit, but we came together as a squad, and it wasn't even really about the record. I know everyone says we went 19-0, the perfect season. At the end of the day, it was just week in and week out, just wanting to get a win. And that just translated into the regular season, translated into the postseason, into conference play, and then ultimately the national championship. We came in easily the most talented team I've ever been a part of, and I think that the MCLA has seen in a while. We were able to really go out there and put out the best product that I've ever been a part of, and it was just a surreal feeling to do that with not only my brother, close friends, but just to put on a show for my family and the team in general.